This episode of the Old Dogs REI Network is brought to you by Mino Studio. Mino Studio is a pre- and post-production facility for all of your audio needs. Mino Studio's founder is an accredited audio engineer with top 40 and indie album credits. With over 30 years of music industry experience, Mino Studio can take your podcast from idea to reality. Contact Mino Studio at minostudio777@gmail.com for more information. That's Mino Studio spelled M-E-N-O, minostudio777@gmail.com. Welcome to the Old Dogs REI Network, where cash flow is king. Real estate investing, the means, so you can enjoy your retirement dreams. This is the show where we cut right to the chase. No sales pitch, no long monologues, just simple how-to real estate investing advice, so you can earn the passive income you need to enjoy your retirement today. And now, your host and chief old dog, Bill Manassero.
Hello, old dogs, and welcome to
Fun Facts Friday.
This is our once a week, only on Friday show, where we have special episodes not featuring guests, where I will share tricks, tips, terminology, and techniques that will help skyrocket you to real estate investing success. Today's topic is 7 strategies for building wealth after 50. Are you getting ready to retire, or maybe you're retired, but sure you've got enough in savings, Social Security and pension and so forth to be able to have a comfortable living? You're not the only one. According to the annual Retirement Confidence Survey released last month by the Employee Benefit Research Institute, only 21% of American workers feel very confident that they have enough money saved to fund their retirement. Retirees don't fare much better, with only 39% feeling very confident about their retirement finances. So how do you get that very confident feeling? Well, I've compiled a list of about 7 steps that you could take to make sure you have the funds you need to live comfortably through your retirement years. The first thing, know your expenses. If you don't know how much money you need to live each month, you could be in for a rude awakening in a few years. List how much you'll need for the essentials: food, housing, utilities, insurance, prescriptions, and medical expenses. Add to that any other anticipated expenses, including clothes, gifts, or roadside assistance, anything. Next, envision the retirement you want. Do you want to pursue a hobby or travel? How often would you like to go out to dinner and entertain friends at home? Would you like to go to the theater, movies, and local events? Figure the cost for these extras and include them as expenses. Number 2, create a budget. Once you know how much it will cost you to live the life you want, determine what your monthly income will be. How much guaranteed income will you receive from sources like Social Security and your pension? What can you expect from other investments, such as real estate? How much will you withdraw from your portfolio or your IRA? Keep in mind, you shouldn't rely too heavily on income that can fluctuate or even disappear. You may need to adjust your expenses or find ways to supplement your income to create a realistic budget. Ideally, if you haven't retired already, experts suggest you try living on this budget for at least 6 months before you retire to see if it's feasible. Number 3, live by percentages. Of course, your budget needs to be sustainable, maybe for as long as 30 years. A good way to determine this is to use the rule of 4%. Using this rule, you would withdraw 4% of your portfolio the first year you retire. In following years, you could adjust this for the amount of inflation. Experts say that by sticking to a 3 to 5% withdrawal every year, you shouldn't run out, even over the course of a 30-year retirement. If 3 to 5% isn't going to cover your monthly expenses, you will need to either lower your retirement expectations or supplement your income. Number 4, tell your kids no. I know we hate to do that, but according to a Gallup poll conducted in late 2013, 14% of all 24 to 34-year-olds adults lived at home with their parents. Hopefully that percent has improved with the economy, because financially, supporting your grown child on a long-term basis can derail your retirement. You may need to stay in a larger house longer than anticipated to accommodate a third person, purchase more groceries, and pay more for utilities. Of course, I'm not suggesting you turn your back on your child who may truly need your help, but don't enable them. Your help isn't really help and can sometimes hurt more than help your adult child. Number 5, get and stay debt-free. Debt is risky for anyone, but it's especially risky if you have limited financial means. Sure, you can afford that new car now, but what happens if inflation sets in and the cost of living goes up, or worse yet, you have a medical emergency that floods your mailbox with outstanding bills? Before you retire, eliminate your debt. If you have already retired, pay the debt off as soon as possible and stay debt-free. That may mean selling your car and paying for another with cash, or setting aside enough cash reserve to cover a payment or two. Number 6, prepare for the unexpected. The tricky thing about retirement is you don't know what the future holds. You may live 3 years or 30. You may have a sudden heart attack or require long-term care. You could lose your home in a hurricane. Well, depending on where you're living, I guess. You don't know. That's why you need to prepare for the unexpected. Make sure you have medical, home, and homeowners or renters insurance, as well as an emergency fund of at least $1,000 cash to cover a broken water heater or other unexpected expenses. With long-term care costs skyrocketing, 1 year as a basic assisted living facility can easily top $50,000. You may also want to look into long-term care insurance for you and your spouse. It's also smart to set aside 3 to 6 months living expenses in case of unexpected emergencies. Number 7, diversify. Chances are your retirement portfolio is probably diversified already, at least to some extent. Let's hope you own more than stocks in the auto industry or shares of Coca-Cola. But simply diversifying your IRA or your 401k isn't enough. How many people lost a significant chunk of the money they were depending on in their retirement when the stock market crashed in 2007? Investing in real estate is a great way to diversify. That's why we have this show. That's why we're doing what we're doing. There's no guarantee, of course, that real estate values will be up when stocks are down, but no matter what the state of the real estate market is, you always have something tangible, land, property, building, that can generate income, provide tax advantages, and hold true equity. With stocks, you have a piece of paper. Real estate is one of the most powerful tools out there for creating wealth. So if you find yourself lacking in one of the areas listed above, investing in real estate may be just what you need to fill in the financial gaps of your retirement. Well, that's it for today. I just wanted to give you guys a few tips for retirement years, whether you're approaching them or already there. Please note, all the dog listeners, everything presented here today can be accessed in our show notes on the Old Dogs website at olddogsreinetwork.com/blog. So until next time, remember, cash flow is king and real estate investing the means. Thanks again for listening, and God bless.
Thank you very much for visiting the Old Dogs REI Network. We would greatly appreciate if you would stop by iTunes and let us know what you think of the show. We would love if you could subscribe to the podcast, give us a 5-star rating, and write a review. The more ratings and reviews we receive, the more visible the podcast will be to others. Thank you.